In corporate development, I'd say valuation matters, but the first thing we're going to look at is people, especially at Twitter. We're constantly evaluating the quality of engineering teams because ultimately we're nothing without great engineers. And so I would say deals fall flat on valuation far less often than they fall flat because the engineers that we evaluate don't meet our bar for engineering excellence. So step one, make sure that you really deeply love the engineers and have a strong feeling for the product vision of the team. Once you do that, then kick off the valuation discussion. Not to say that it can't be miles apart, it does happen, but more often than not, we can find a way to bridge ground if we really believe deeply in the team that we're acquiring, because ultimately it's the team that's going to build the next generation of products for our company. And since we're a private company still, we don't have to hold ourselves quite as accountable on a quarterly basis for things like profits. What we're really looking for is building long-term business value, and that means building great products.
Is acquiring an engineering team as big a deal for you then, Aaron?
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, we are an engineering sort of centric organization. That's at the heart of the Google culture, and sort of we're very adamant that acquisition is not a side door into Google. Those people are going to be interviewed in the same way that all of the engineers that come out of MIT or whatever, they're going to get the exact same interviews. They're going to go into the system, and we're going to go through them and make sure that we're only getting the best talent out of that. So in that sense, I absolutely agree with that point.
You said something like the number of interviews that you put engineers through for acquisitions. Talk about that.
Well, our interview process is fairly rigorous. So an engineer coming in to interview at Twitter who is applying for a job at Twitter will meet with 6, maybe 7 engineers, and each interview will probably be about 45 minutes. And we keep the bar high. We ask technical questions. We expect those candidates to get up on the chalkboard and write code and solve tough problems. And we want to see how well they solve the problems, how well they communicate, whether we think we could work with these people. And the same is true in our M&A process.
You mean the exact same set of interviews, basically?
Pretty much, yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
So it's really about the people in really a central way.
Yeah, that's true for a couple of reasons. I think, let's say there's a company that's organized by business units. Maybe General Electric is organized by business units. So presumably they can buy a company and plug that company in as a separate business unit, and it can kind of run independently of everything else. Our company at Twitter, and Facebook was the same as Twitter in this respect, we have a single code base. And when we write product, everything is built off of that single code base. So there's no sense that we're going to buy a company and just kind of run it independently. Everything we do is going to be integrated into our technology stack. And so even if we think a product is great, more likely than not, a bunch of the technology that has previously been written is going to be rewritten on our technology stack. And so that raises the bar, sets a standard for engineering excellence at our company, because we need the people to write the stuff, and we need to make sure that it's held to the same level of quality that the rest of our product is.